Yu-Gi-Oh! Synthesis is a fan-made series purely for the purpose of fun. There is no monetary gain involved. We do not own any rights to Yu-Gi-Oh! Or any affiliated assets. Viewer discretion advised. Enjoy the episode. Previously on Yu-Gi-Oh! Synthesis.
You're in way over your head, Mr. King. This is far larger than you and me and the crow. You do best to walk away now.
The figure begins moving towards a more advantageous position.
If that is true, then what is it your boss is up to exactly?
Classified information. Members only.
Nothing is classified around me.
Yes, Mr. King, we are aware that's why I'm here. You are the best vigilante this city has. I'm surprised I found you this easily.
Neither one is giving any ground in this battle of intimidation. It seems they are at an equal.
Don't get too confident in your own ability now. I've taken down bigger titans than yourself. And the crow.
We'll see about that.
You do best to stop talking. I can see the dual disc on your arm. I know you came up here to face me. Let me guess. There are extra stakes to this game?
The figure snickers.
You would be correct about that.
A shadow game? I've read about these, but I never believed I would see one. Where is your Millennium item then?
No shadow games here, Mr. King. This is the device of the crow. And all I can say is one of us ain't gonna make it out alive.
I suppose it's time for me to teach you a lesson then.
Let's duel!
So make your move and make your play. You could be a victim of the streets with your cards by your side. Just one game could change your life. Just one draw could be it. The possibilities are infinite. So grab your disc. This is it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Synthesis.
Resuming back on the roof of the duel, both players initiate the game with 4,000 life points, and the Shade takes the first move.
I draw.
Edgar is preparing himself for what's to come. Already he can tell this will not be an easy duel.
I summon Lilith, Lady of Laminate in attack mode.
Lilith arrives through a portal of darkness, which quickly dissipates when her boots hit the ground.
Interesting. By my calculations, he won't leave much for me this turn.
I set 2 cards face down to end my turn.
With his turn over, control switches to Edgar.
So predictable.
What was that, Mr. King?
Let me show you.
Edgar draws his card for the turn and inspects his hand. Within it, there are no Prank Kids monsters, but there is one glimmer of hope. But before he can get his chance to open that window of opportunity, the Shade has another trick.
Before you start your turn, I activate my face down card, Metaverse. This will allow me to activate 1 field spell from my deck.
Pitiful. I know what you've planned, and I will stop it right now. I use Infinite Impermanence in my hand. This trap card will allow me to negate your monster's effects until the end of the turn.
Lightning strikes Lilith, binding her in streaks of unbreakable light and rendering her useless.
No matter. I didn't need my Lady Laminate anyways. With your annoyance out the way, I can activate Layer of Darkness directly from my deck.
The field spell takes over and absorbs the rooftop, plunging both of the players into further darkness. Their area of view decreases more as they can see nothing but themselves, their cards, and the glowing eyes now surrounding them.
Are you finished yet?
For now.
Good. Now I can make a fool out of you and leave you in my dust. I activate Mystical Space Typhoon.
Before he has a chance to activate his card, his vision blurs, and he loses track of the figure in the haze.
Wake up, Chief! You can't fall asleep on the job!
Edgar jolts up from the surprise of his friend coming to his rescue. In front of him, Fansies floats in the air to gather his attention.
What's happening to me?
Maybe you've had too much to drink again?
No. I know when I've had too much. I think it's this layer of darkness. It's dragging me down, draining my energy.
Don't worry, Ed. I'll get the others to help keep you going. You just need to open the door.
Right. And please, stop calling me that.
Excuse me, Mr. King. We have a game to finish here.
I am well aware, and I wish you wouldn't use my name without me knowing yours. Seems a bit rude to me. Then again, manners don't appear to be your strong suit.
Edgar regains enough energy to continue on. The Shade flashes a grimace as Mystical Space Typhoon continues its path of destruction without a destination yet.
Now, where were we? Oh, right. Mystical Space Typhoon. Destroy that face-down card.
Thank you, Mr. King. You have secured my victory.
You have triggered my Waking the Dragon card. When it's destroyed by your effect, I can special summon any monster I want from the extra deck.
Perhaps you weren't as predictable as I had imagined.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Now, I summon Raid Raptor and Ultimate Falcon to the field.
The Falcon emerges from the darkness and sweeps over the field with a gust even stronger than that of the Typhoon. Edgar's fascination takes over what little semblance of fear was present.
Incredible. How did you come into possession of a card this rare?
My boss has connections. Why don't you save me the breath and surrender now, Mr. King?
You may have pulled an interesting move, but...
Edgar starts to slightly fade again and falls to his knees. Time and space begin to blur around him. All of his senses lose focus.
Struggling there, Mr. King? That's alright. This duel is almost over. Just say the word.
King strains himself to get up and faces his opponent once more. His end is on the horizon. Using his last chance to fight back, the energy ramps up as Edgar pushes into overdrive.
It's not over until it's over. Even though I hadn't predicted that move, it doesn't mean I can't get past it. My cards will guide me, just as they always have.
Where is this coming from? I thought he was down for the count.
I activate Prinket's Place from my hand.
That's what you have to defeat me? Is this your trademark deck? Prank kids? Is this a joke? It's not possible you defeat all those criminals with this deck.
I'm sorry to disappoint, but this is what I have. If you're afraid of losing to them, then you can back down now. This is your last warning.
I think I'll take my chances against your children.
Edgar's resolve and anger are higher than ever before.
Don't you dare underestimate them. I use the effect on Pranket's Place. When it is activated, I can search my deck for any Pranket's monster I want.
That's it. Let us out to play.
Me first!
No, me!
You guys always get to go first.
Don't worry. You all will get your time. But first, I have to give credit where credit is due. I choose to add Pranket's Fansies to my hand. Good job, Fansies.
Thanks, boss. Now let's get this show on the road.
Some of the darkness starts to lift as the pandemonium begins. All the stakes grow even greater.
Time for your lesson.
Edgar's attitude catches the Shade off guard and begins to frighten him. The Raven is transformed into a much more powerful state of mind. His focus is beyond reason, and his need to win grows even stronger.
Again, Mr. King, your little infants won't be enough to accumulate my time serving the crow. You will be defeated today.
Think that all you want. But I already know how this will end. I normal summon Pranket's Fansies to my field in attack mode.
Yeah! You're going down, Mystery Man.
I don't know what you plan to do with all 0 of those attack points.
He'd be lucky to beat a hot dog from a street vendor.
Hey, I'll have you know I took down 3 of those earlier tonight. Give me some credit.
Don't worry, Fansies. Won't stay around for long. Now it's the moment to bring out another member of the group. I'll link summon Prankits Meow Meow.
Fansies takes his trip to the graveyard as Meow Meow finds its way onto the field with a small mew.
Now that I used Fansies to summon Meow Meow, I can activate his ability in the graveyard. At the cost of sending my Prankits plant from the deck to the graveyard, I can summon a Prankits monster with a different name from my deck.
With the trap now set up in the graveyard, Prank Kids Dropsies leaves the house and finds her way to the front lines.
Thanks for letting me out for a little while. It was too bright in there. I like it out here, though.
You're welcome, my friend.
Turning his attention back to the duel and the foe in front of him, Edgar prepares his next move.
Now that I have these two, I can use both of these monsters for another link summon into Prankits Doo-Doo Doodle-Doo.
The arrogant bird arrives on the scene, the enormous falcon causing hilarity at its rival's small wings.
Upon entering the grave, Dropsies will grant me a gift of 1,000 life points.
The promised gain is given to Edgar, putting him at 5,000 life points as the next part of the effect comes into play.
Just like Fansies, Dropsies will bring out another friend to play. Come join us, Prankits Lampsies.
Who's ready to get their ass kicked today?
Language, Lampsies. We've talked about this before.
Moving on from his moment of parenting, the Raven gears up for another play.
Doo-Doo has an effect of his own too. When he's summoned, I can go through my deck and add a Prankit spell or trap card to my hand. My target is Prankit's Pandemonium. Before I get to using that, I must make one last move. Doo-Doo, it's time for you to sacrifice yourself to place Dropsies and Fansies back into my hand.
Dodo takes his leave to the grave when Fansies and Dropsies burst out from the depths.
Oh, I liked it down there. It was cold and wet.
Don't fret, my friend. You will return soon.
Oh no. I really don't like it in there, Chief.
We were just getting to the good part.
Edgar disregards the little one and continues on with his path to victory.
Finally, I can activate my Prankit's Pandemonium. Using the Fansies and Dropsies in my hand with the Lampsies on my field to fuse and create Prankit's Battle Butler.
Battle Butler explodes onto the field in a fury of excitement.
Valid effort, but I'm afraid your monster is still weaker than mine, and his silly little effects won't do anything to rid the field of my winged beast.
Somebody forgot about my field spell already?
What's this?
When I fusion summon Prankit's monster while the house is in my play, I can boost all of my monsters by 500 attack points.
Battle Butler becomes stronger.
That's cute. But he's only strong enough to destroy the Ultimate Falcon and himself along with it. All of your work was for nothing.
That's where you're wrong. Before I can prove it to you, I have one more effect to activate. The Lampsies in my graveyard deals 500 points of damage to your life points.
The Shade takes the damage as he becomes even further annoyed with his adversary, and his life total is now 3,500.
One last time I can special summon from the deck, and this time I will bring 4th Prankits Rocksies in defense mode.
How you doing?
Your Falcon will fall. Battle Butler, attack! Pan Smash!
Following his command, the Butler launches into action.
You were more foolish than I had imagined, Mr. King.
Not so fast. For the final trick up my sleeve, I activate Forbidden Chalice.
The maiden waltzes in with her cup, pouring on the water of her forbidden loot onto Battle Butler, rejuvenating but confusing him.
Why would you take away your own monster's ability?
Because that sacrifice makes him stronger. By another 400 points to be exact. Strong enough to beat your Sky Demon.
Battle Butler rushes on with fervor towards his target. Swiftly, he raises his pan as it enlarges to make the Falcon appear as a measly fly. With a nimble swat, the skillet comes down to deliver its concussion upon the unsuspecting bird. defeating it. 400 points are deducted from the stranger's life total, descending his sum to 3,100.
Your foe shall terrorize the city nevermore. My turn is done.
Trust me, I have more occupying my sleeve than that monstrosity. The nightmares have only begun. My turn.
With Edgar's turn now over, the Shade withdraws another card from his deck to begin his own.
If you only knew the calamities of my mind, whatever you may have to offer is mere child's play.
Lots of talk coming from someone who has children fight for him. Now enough of your small talk. I activate Dark Hole!
A vortex twists open from the ground beneath them and clears away the remaining monsters, pulling them to the grave.
A shame, to be sure, but not the end. With my Battle Butler now in the graveyard by your hands, I can use his ability. This will allow me to revive my Doo-Doo-Doodle-Doo back to the field.
Just what I expected you to do. With the clutter out of the way, I normal summon Malai's Lady of Laminate.
The fiend has her moment to make an entrance upon the land with a devilish charm.
Now I can activate my lady's effects. However, to do this, I must make 2 sacrifices first.
Malice spreads her wings and ascends into the air, preparing her ritual.
Now I can show you the power of my lair. I can use it to absorb your monster as if it was my own.
Your moves do not threaten me.
I would expect nothing less of you, Mr. King, as much as I would like to see you writhe in agony. Alright, Malais, execute your sacrifice.
The lady pulls out her lasso and wraps Dodo up before dragging him down into the depths of the black cyclone still below them. Moments after they're passing through, the portal closes, sealing all who entered for good.
But that's not where the fun ends, Mr. King.
What?
A sense of unease overcomes Edgar as the air shifts and thins, nearly suffocating him. The darkness grows thicker and becomes crushing. This is worse than what he could have possibly imagined.
Now that my lady has fallen to her grace, I can bring forth another atrocity. Rise, Darkness Diablo, Lord of the Lair!
The shock of the moment impacts Edgar at full force, leaving him stunned.
Congratulations! You have made it through the second test. Be sure to stick around and follow us for the next installment of Yu-Gi-Oh! Synthesis. In the description are further details for you to track us as progress is made and potentially even find yourself with some exclusive content down the road. Thanks for watching, and enormous thanks to the wonderful cast and crew. We could not have completed this episode without the wonderful work of Mavu as Edgar King, GoldenNovaYugioh as the narrator, Noel Antonio as Prank Kids Fansies, DG Sayak as Prank Kids Rocksies, Christian Sorensen as Prank Kids Lampsies, Luna V. Jaoshy as Prank Kids Dropsies, Abridged Voice as The Shade, and Josh S. for the Synthesis theme. We will see you all next time on Yu-Gi-Oh! Synthesis.